Hello guys, it's Mayen, and as promised, I'm making a tutorial on how to make my Swiss meringue buttercream. And this is lovingly dedicated to my friend Christy, who wants to learn how to make SMBC. Well, first thing you need to do is to clean all your materials, and this is what we're going to need. We're going to need the whisk, the wire whisk, your spatula, a candy thermometer, and the whisk attachment of your mixer, and the bowl, and your measuring cup. In here is a 50 vinegar and water mixture. So what I do is put your tissue in here, dip it, and just kind of clean up all the surfaces that are gonna touch your mixture. So after you do this, I run water through everything and then I wipe them down again. Alright, so let me do that and then we'll come back to part 2. Okay, now I have washed them again with water and wiped them down, and these are the ingredients for Swiss meringue buttercream. I use egg whites. You can use fresh or the one in cartons. The difference is when you use fresh egg whites, the meringue rises better, and this one doesn't, but at the very end it's still the same, so you can use that. Butter and sugar and vanilla or whatever flavoring you want. So my recipe is 1:2 ratio, so I use 1 cup of egg whites, and we're gonna put that directly in the bowl with 2 cups of white granulated sugar. Put them in there. And this is pasteurized, so you don't really need to add a pinch of salt or anything like that. So we're going to put it in here. Slowly mix it together. You should have boiling water already prepared for this, by the way, I forgot. So right over there is boiling water, and we're gonna go right there and put the bowl. Alright, so there is boiling water. I'm lazy, so I just put it on there, and we're going to mix it until it reaches 140 degrees. So for that, I would need a candy thermometer. Some people don't really need it, as long as you wait until your sugar is melted. But for me, it's just easier to do it that way. So I dip in my thermometer in there as I do it. You gotta be careful and note how hot it's getting under here, because you don't want to overcook the whole thing or cook your egg whites. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna time myself and see how many minutes it's gonna take, but we're gonna wait until it reaches 140, and then we're gonna transfer this back to the mixer. Okay, so right now we are almost at 140, almost there, and this is what it's gonna look like. So you just continuously do it for approximately 45 minutes. And I apologize because it's...
Apologize to me.
Honey, I want you to be quiet. Okay, we're doing this while Ika's napping, so I really got to do the fast version. Alright, so you don't want it to hit 160 because the eggs are going to start to cook. And we're going to transfer this to the mixer with the whip attachment. And go get your butter from the fridge at this point. Okay, at this point we are going to start to just mix it. It's going to be hot. So normally the instructions online is going to say mix it until you feel that it's room temperature. It's going to take a while. I'm going to time myself to 2:21. Alright, so once you start this, you can take your butter out of your fridge and cut them up into cubes. Now some instructions online want your butter to be at room temperature, but I found that just taking them out at this time is perfect for me. Alright, so we're gonna cut them into strips like this. So as you can see, it's really cold. And that's fine, because sometimes I stop this even if it's not really in room temperature. It's still a little bit warm, but the coldness of the butter is going to take care of it. So at the very end, it still comes out the same. What did I miss? Oh yeah, earlier I asked you guys to use the 50% vinegar and 50% water solution to clean all the surfaces that are going to touch your meringue, because the vinegar and the water mixture is going to take away any leftover grease in your materials. If there is grease, then the meringue's not going to rise. But I think with the egg whites from a carton, you're going to see it's not really going to rise as compared to fresh egg whites. So that's what we're gonna see. We're gonna see at this time. All right, at this point, I can feel that it's not room temperature yet. It's kind of warm, still a little bit warm, but this is the consistency of the meringue part that you can stop if it's this consistency. What was that? 12 peaks consistency. Then you're going to switch over to the paddle attachment, and then you can put in the butter slowly. Alright. It's going to make a different sound as you put in more and more butter in it. So since we used 1 cup of egg whites and 2 cups of white sugar, we're going to use 2 cups of butter. You can hear it kind of fighting with the mixer. And you can see my poor old mixer wobble. This is a 4.5 quart artisan mixer. It's literally fighting with it. This can, to me, this can handle up to 1.5 of the recipe. If you double the recipe, it's going to come up all the way up to here. Sometimes I don't like it. But if you have the bigger mixer, the 7 quart like I do, that can handle up to 3 times this batch. So 3 cups of egg whites and 6 sugar and 6 butter. So just break it up a bit. Sometimes Jared helps me with this stage, but right now he's kind of busy. Alright. It's funny to see my mixer kind of wobble. Alright.